Hello, welcome back to my channel. I've been playing some Stratomatic football, so I'm not exactly for sure how this will translate to a YouTube video, but I thought I would share nonetheless. So as usual, I'm doing a hybrid between the computer version and the cards and dice. So with Stratomatic football, thankfully you can roll your own dice. You can't input the actual play like you can with baseball, so it's not as not many as options as you have with baseball, but at least you can roll your own dice and enter in the dice, which you cannot do in hockey for some reason. So again, won't beat that horse. But anyway, I'm playing currently. I've been playing a couple scrimmages with the Bengals. They got beat up by Miami, who were undefeated in 1972, which is the season I have on the table. And then I beat up on the Bills. They did a good job of keeping OJ at bay. So those are two teams that the Bengals did not actually play in 1972. So this is opening day. In real life, the Bengals won this game 31-7. And as you can see, we are in the starting the fourth quarter, and the Bengals are up 20-7. So this game is turning out like it did in real life. See my handy cards or my envelopes I printed up. As you can see, the Bengals were 8-6 overall, and the Patriots were a measly 3-11. So so far this game is working out like it did in real life. So I thought I would go ahead and try to broadcast the fourth quarter. As you can see, I've got my table laid out. It's working for me so far. So I've got the Bengals up here. They're the away team. Quarterback, running backs, tight end, and receivers. Specialist card for the Bengals. Specialist card here for the Patriots. Quarterback, running back, tight end. I can't do it exactly opposite because I can't get these in here to fit like that. So the Bengals are actually backward, if you're looking at them coming this way, but it works for me. And then on the side over here, I've got my the defensive charts. So I'm doing super advanced. Of course, I don't think the computer offers anything but that. And then over here, I've got my each defensive. So here's the three cards for the Patriots. And then over here, I got the three defensive advanced cards for the Bengals. And so that seems to be working. And like I said, I got my things here for my Mojo logos here up on my keyboard, so I can see the teams and the logos. And then on my second screen to the right, I've got up footballreference.com. The reference, I just use them for everything. I've got the subscription where I don't have the ads for any sport. I think it's like $16 a month or something like that. But I always like to keep the game that I'm replaying up on the other screen. So if I want to look at a player, I can look it up. So, for example, the Bengals and Oilers made a pretty big trade in the middle of the year. So they got a couple running backs. We got Charlie Joyner, who ended up having some good years with San Diego. But so I'm just keeping – I'm not doing as played as such. So we got Charlie Joyner for the whole year, and they got those running backs. So anyway, interesting team. I knew Ken Anderson because he played up until the early '80s, and I was aware of football at that time. The Bengals made the Super Bowl in '81. And so I know Kenny Anderson. Some of these other players I knew, again, Charlie Joyner from San Diego. I know Bob Trumpy from local radio. He had the tight end for the Bengals in '72. Had a sports talk show here in Cincinnati. So at any rate, interesting to get to know these teams. There's a lot of great, like This Week in Football for 1972. They've got every week, I believe. And so and then you can watch games, some Monday Night Football games. So this is really cool. There's a lot of football that you're able to watch and to get, watch these guys in action, which adds a lot to the experience. I know with my baseball, I've trying to watch anything from the 50s and even 60s. It's just not a lot there. You can get Super Bowl things and a couple games, but for some reason, there's not a lot. Of course, if I was doing 72, they probably would be more on video. So anyway, enough of that. So I thought we would play the fourth quarter here and see how it goes. So let me see where we're in here. Okay, so currently it looks like the Bengals have the ball on New England's 9-yard line, so we're about ready to add to that 20-7, hopefully. Let's see. Wonder if I can. Yeah, hold on just a second. Let me see if I can add one more visual here for you. Okay. So I think I'm recording again. Hold on a sec. I don't know if it even paused or not. I hope it's recording. Okay. I can see it now. All right, so I've got the card image up there, so I don't know. Pull these down a little bit and try to make that maybe a little bigger for you. I don't know if that will make things more exciting or not. So let me move this over just a bit. So anyway, we'll see if that helps. I don't know if that's, you can see the cards on the table. So kind of what I like to do is to see if I can get, what the result is before the computer does. So it's kind of like playing along, sort of. But anyway, all right, so we got first and 10, first and goal, rather, from New England's 9. We got Essex Johnson and Doug Dressler in the backfield. Chip Myers, Charlie Joyner as the wideouts. Bob Trumpy at quarterback, or at tight end. Ken Anderson is the quarterback. So let's try, let's see what Essex Johnson here can do. Let's do an off tackle. They're probably guessing run here, but we'll see what they do. Actually, they guess wrong. But they do have one linebacker in the off tackle, so that will help if we roll on the defensive card. So again, roll my own dice. I'm Dan doing penalties, of course, big part of the game to me. So we rolled a 2 on that, so no penalty. 112. So we got, what did we do? Off tackle wrong for Johnson, and that's going to be a 3-yard gain. So 1 and 12. So off tackle, Johnson gets 3 yards, brought down by New England's Rick Cash. That's Cash's first tackle of the day. So far, Johnson has 19 runs for 76 yards, a 4.0 average, and 1 TD. Dressler, our fullback, has fumbled, and Anderson has thrown 1 interception. Jim Plunkett, the rookie quarterback, I believe he was a rookie, has thrown 2 interceptions already. So I know one option, again, you can't see all the computer screen, but you're able to do the so far today. That's really cool. It's kind of like a little mini box score, so you can kind of see without having to bring up the box score. So anyway, second and goal from New England 6. Hope this video turns out okay. Again, new ground here with a new game and new experience trying to share. Again, I had this game, I have the 87 set, which I still have, and got that for computers, so I plan on doing something with that. So I forgot, to me, Strat just does a really good job. Their hockey, their baseball, obviously, is my favorite. The football and even the basketball, replay basketball is my favorite, but even their Strat's basketball game is just well done. Wish they had more seasons, especially in seasons that aren't baseball, but we won't, again, beat that dead horse again. All right, second and goal. So when you're in the 10, within the 10, you can't flat pass, and if you're within the 20, you can't long pass, so your only option to pass is a short pass. Let's see if we can get Anderson a touchdown to go with that interception to make his line look better. So let's go. Let's see if we can do Trumpy here. So short pass to Trumpy. And they guessed wrong. They were keying on Dressler for the run, so we might have a good shot here of scoring again. So, oh, 1 penalty, 3-6. So that would be on the Bengals, but they don't have any penalty there, so that will not be a penalty. But I go ahead and enter that into the dice roll and then roll again for the result. So 1, 3, 6, no penalty. So here is the short pass to Bob Trumpy. That's a 5-8. Short pass 8. That's going to be on the receiver's card. So I enter that into the computer here. 1, 8. And so we got Trumpy here. Let's see what he gets. I rolled the white die. It asks for it sometimes. I don't know why. You don't really need it. So 6 wrong is a 16-yarder. So if they'd have guessed right, it'd have been incomplete. But as it is, I believe we have a touchdown. So 1, 6, 16 yards. Touchdown. So that puts the Bengals up 26-7. The extra point. Horst Molman. Again, I know Jim Breach, but Horst Molman is his extra point is good on anything except for 12. So see if he can make it 27. There's penalties on that too. So again, I really enjoy the penalties. It does add a little bit to the game time-wise. The game's long anyway, but still, to me, you just can't have football without penalties. It's part of the game. But that's just me. 5-9, and that's up and good. All right, 27-7. We will kick off. Nothing on the penalty die, and it's 5 for the Bengals is going to be a touchback. Again, that's Horst Molman. You got to love a name like Horst Molman. So 6-5, that'll be a touchback. All right, see if New England can get something going here. Of course, Plunkett goes on to have quite a few good years. They got Reggie Rucker at flanker, and he had some pretty good years with the Browns, as I recall. So now as far as play, I'm doing the easy play. I have messed around with the not easy play, which is kind of cool. It's just like the board game, so you can put your people where they need to be, and to me they're 0, 4, 5, and 6, on the white die, the ratings of the linemen and the defensive players is just brilliant. So, again, I'm really learning the Cincinnati defense. At left cornerback, Lamar Parrish is a 6, and then their left tackle, offensive line tackle, or defensive line tackle, Mike Reed is a 6, and they've got a few 5s, so they don't have any 0s in their starting lineup. So the Bengals defense wasn't too bad. So I know earlier Reggie Rucker was denied by Lamar Parrish at cornerback. The white die was a 6, and so that was really cool. So 1st and 10 here. Enough blabbering. I'm going to guess balanced. And balanced is you're guessing pass, but you kind of do a little bit for the run. So let's see. We guessed right, so that's going to be a short pass to Rucker. Again, they're going against my man at cornerback there. So 6 is no penalty. 5, 6. Let's see, we got 3 guys in the short pass zone. So a 6. Ooh, that's going to be 12-yard reception. So I'll put that in here. 5, 6, and that's going to be connected for 12 to Reggie Rucker. So he gets the best of my cornerback guy this time. Oh, so they got Dowling in the game. Okay, so that's the first pass by Brian Dowling. So they're sitting Plunkett, seeing what Dowling can do. That is Rucker's 4th reception today for 71 yards, no touchdowns. And Craig on the tackle, his 3rd. I think Craig is a linebacker, if I remember correctly. No, Craig is our strong safety. So our free safety is Tommy Casanova. That's a great name for a free safety. And then we got Riley over at the right cornerback. And then again, Lamar Parrish, our star left cornerback. All right, so we got 1st and 10. So new quarterback in the game for the Patriots. All right, so I'm going to go with pass. And it's a look-in pass to Carl Garrett. Carl Garrett, he is halfback. All right, so snap the ball here. Ooh, 1-9. So their 9 is opponent offside. So they got a free play here. So 1-1-9. So the Bengals are going to be offside. So see what they're able to muster. So a 3-3. Again, we're doing a look-in pass. So 3-3, and that's a short gain. So Dowling coming in and creating some havoc. I'm sure they will deny or decline the penalty. So the short gain chart, most of you know what that is, but we rolled an 8. And so that's going to be 14 yards. So Dowling 2 for 2. Flag on the play. And of course, New England declines the penalty. First down and 10 on their 46. Actually, yeah, they're 46. All right, so I'm going to guess pass again. They're long pass to Rucker, so they're going deep to Rucker here. Let's see how this works out. We guessed right, so that'll help. So no penalty. 7 long pass, and that's going to be incomplete. Got a 3 on the white die. 7. Uh-oh, we got a sack here, possibly. Yeah, that's right. So if you, the 2 is a D. So I just, 1 is the X, 2 is a D, 3 is a D, and everything else is blank. So that's actually going to be a sack, I believe. So we got a 9. So this is the yards, and this is to see. Again, I'm still figuring a little bit of this out. So we got on the white die, we got a 5. This is a fumble possible, and then a 1. That might be a fumble. Okay, no fumble, but he is sacked. That's by Komzak, and that's his second sack today. So 2nd and 19. Yeah, so again, on the advanced pass rush, as I understand it, if you roll basically a 2 or 3 on the 6 die, because there's 2 D's on the black die, and so there's a sack if you get that, if you guess right on a short or a long pass. So again, still learning these rules a little bit, and it's really fascinating. I'm enjoying the strategy, getting into it a little bit, so like putting your men, to try to guess a run or keying or double teaming. I mean, it's a bit of a cat and mouse game, so I don't know how good the computer is just yet, but he's better than myself. I'm trying to second guess myself here, so I'm going to guess pass and see here. You can guess what kind of pass you want. Again, if you over guess, then you leave yourself open. So I'm just going to, with the lead that we have, I'm just going to be generic and guess pass. They're going long pass to Carl Garrett, the running back. That'd be interesting. So 3 is no penalty. So we got that'd be on the Bengals card. Long pass 12, and we do have 1 man in the long zone, which would be our free safety Casanova, and so that's going to be incomplete. So again, here's an instance. If I had guessed flat pass or short pass, they would have put my free safety in that zone, and then we would have had nobody in that zone, and the long pass would have been a long gain. So as it is, by playing it safe, we had the free safety where he needed to be, and he breaks up the play. Looks like we got a 3 on the black die, so it looks like there's going to be another sack. I keep forgetting that. Okay, so here's the sack yard. So there's a thing where they reassign it to where they try to get it more to the guys who actually had the sacks instead of the team. So here we're going to see if he fumbles. I can't remember. Again, I printed out the whole thing here, but I think a 5 on the black die won't be a fumble. So anyway, he's back, and he is sacked by who did that sack? Sherman White. See, Sherman White is our right end, and he's a 5. So that's his second sack today. So the Bengals have had their way with the Patriots today. So we got 3rd and 28. We're going to do the dime defense 4 linemen, 1 linebacker, and 6 defensive backs. I'm going to guess pass, and again, I'm not going to overthink here. We'll snap the ball. Let's see what they were going to do here. They are going to long pass to Randy Vataha. Probably pronounced that wrong. He's to split in, so let's see what happens. So they're Hail Mary time. So 1, 3, 5. They're going to be offsides. The Patriots are. I think they call that one right away. I think if the offense is offsides, you don't get to continue the play. But it makes me roll it anyway. So 4, 11. I missed something somewhere. So they ended up being a 29-yard completion. I don't know what I missed. 4, 11. I know they went to long pass 11, 1 man. They went to the defensive card, but there should have been an offsides. I must have misread or put in the wrong die. So when I do that, I just undo the play because that's not fair to either one of us. So delete the last play. Unfortunately, like in baseball, I can recreate it and have the same thing happen. I can't do that. So how I do it is if I mess up something, I just redo the play and then we start all over. So 3rd and 27 or 28. We're going to guess pass, of course. We're in the dime package. So let's try this again. I do need to be a little extra careful when I'm entering the things that I'm doing it right. So 6 is no penalty. They got 1, 9, and that's going to be incomplete. So we got a 1, 9. So dialing back. Incomplete as he tries to go to Vitaly again. So they're going to punt. I'm just going to do a punt return. I've tried to block a couple, and so far I've had no success. So 2 would be no penalty. They got a 9. That's going to be a 36. Pat Stud still. New England punter. 2, 9. Now we got a forced punt bounce roll. So I'm going to have to do some research on that because I'm not for sure how that works. I get the idea. I think apparently that you're going to let it roll a little longer. And so I'm going to have to do a little research as to what that is. But most of the time it gives you a chance to return it if you want. So it's hit to Casanova, and so we'll try to catch it and run with it. So this would be on our return here. So Casanova. And he gets a 9, and that's 14 yards. If it works out like I think it does, and looks like it is. So Casanova with the 14-yard return. That's still his 4th punt for a 36.3 average, and that's Casanova's first punt return. Of course, Casanova, as you recall, is our free safety. All right, so the Bengals, looks like they brought in some. I let the computer do some substitutions, so they got in Coslett at tight end. They still got Essex Johnson at halfback, but we got Phillips, Jess Phillips at fullback, and then they got Speedy Thomas over at split end. So a guy with the name Speedy Thomas has got to be good. All right, so let's go ahead and let's give Phillips a run here. So we'll do off tackle to Phillips. They guessed right, but there's nobody in the off tackle zone. No linebackers, that is, so that will help. So no penalty. So let's see, he got a 12 on an off tackle. So he's going to get 7 yards, even though they guessed right. Very good. So we got a 6 on the die. 2, 12. So 7-yard gain for Phillips. So far he's got 5 runs for 28 yards, 5.6 average. So let's do an off tackle for Essex Johnson. They guessed right. So they're guessing, I think, that we're trying to kill some clock here. So 1-3-7 is a penalty, but I don't believe the Bengals have a penalty on 7, and they don't. So again, I will enter that. And then, so we got a 3, 7. Okay, so then we roll again for the play. Again, they guessed right here. So that's an 8. Off tackle, 8 is going to be, they got no linebackers in the zone, so that's 6. So the Patriots are poor against the run and the pass. So again, they just did not have that great of a year. So we got an 8. So that's going to be a 6-yard gain for Essex Johnson. He's got 20 runs for 82 yards, 4.1 average, and a touchdown today. No fumbles. Like I said, Dressler fumbled once. So we got first down and 10. Bengals will go from the I formation this time. Let's do a line buck to Dressler. He's back in the lineup. And they guessed right, but there's no linebackers in the line buck zone. So if he gets their card, that'll be good. So we got a 1-3-4, which is a penalty, but the Bengals do not have a penalty there. So we will enter that. And then here's for the play. So that's a 3-3. And again, we're doing a line buck by Dressler. On a 3, he gets, let's see, put Dressler back in the game here. On a 3, if I'd have guessed wrong, it had been a short gain, but he is stopped for no yards. So we get a 3 on the red die, so stop for no yards. 2nd and 10. Dressler is having a great day, though. He's got 14 runs, 83 yards for a 5.9 average, a touchdown, and he does have that one fumble. Cash in on the tackle, his 2nd tackle of the game. 2nd and 10, so this would be a good time to do an end run with Johnson. So let's see what they guess. Oh, yeah, they guess wrong, so they're thinking pass. Hopefully the computer, I'm hoping I don't figure out a pattern to where I can outguess the computer. I know 2nd and 10, again, so far it looks like it's not been, I think it's percentages, so hopefully, again, that would be really disappointing if that happens. So anyway, 3, no penalty, 2-8 end run for Johnson, and that's a 6-yard gain, looks like. So 2-8 on the colored die, and that's 6. So Johnson with 6 yards. We got 3rd and 4, 9:49 left in the game. 3rd and 4. So I'm going to go with off tackle to Dressler and see what they think. Oh, they guessed right, and they've got a defender in the off tackle zone. So this is going to be a tough 4 yards. Let's see if Dressler can do it. So 5 is no penalty. He gets a 1-3 off tackle. So he's going to get 6 yards either way. So how about that? Dressler putting his head down and buttoning some helmets. 1-3. He's going to get 6 yards. 89 yards today, 5.9 average. So other than that fumble, he's had a great day. So 1st and 10 on New England's 25. The Bengals driving again. So let's see here. Let's throw a pass in just to keep them honest. Let's try a look in pass to Trumpy. So they guess wrong. They have one defender in the look-in zone, which they usually would have a linebacker there. All right, so here's 3 is no penalty, 4-4. See, flat pass with one man, and that's going to be a -2. So he catches it but doesn't get anywhere. Matter of fact, he gets backward. So that's a 4-2-2. Yep, and he will receive it, but let's see. Okay, yeah, I remember. So they say in a look-in pass that's impossible to get -2 because you're actually throwing across the line of scrimmage. So when you have a minus yard in a look-in, it is incomplete. So I forgot about that. Like a flat pass, you can do minus because you're throwing out here, out to the side. But, when you're throwing a look-in, you're actually throwing across the line of scrimmage. So incomplete it is. So Anderson is 11 of 15 for 148, a touchdown and a interception. Trump has 3 receptions for 15 yards so far. So let's try. I'm going to try a short pass just to keep them honest here. So short pass. Let's try Chip Jones, or Chip Myers rather. He's our main passer. So they guess wrong. So how about that? So again, that this should have been a passing, and so they guessed wrong. So it looks like it isn't predictable. They do have 3 guys in the short zone, though. So let's see what happens. No penalty, 5-11 on a short pass with 3 guys. That's going to be 12 yards. Oh, no, wait a minute. 11 is incomplete. I was looking at 12. Darn it. All right, so we got a 5 at 11, and that is indeed incomplete. All right, 3rd and 10 on the 25. See there, our field goal, Mr. Molman. He's 2-7 and 12 from this area. And actually, if he goes 13 to 20, he's still 2-7. So he'd have to get to at least the 12-yard line to make it 2-8 and 12. So we might as well go for. Let's go for the gold here. Because again, getting a little extra yardage isn't going to help us much. So I'm going to try. Let's try a long pass to Charlie Joyner. Oh, they guessed wrong. They're thinking run. So here we go. We might get a good one here. Let's see what we got. So 4 is no penalty. We got a 9 on the long pass. So it looks like it depends on his defense. Let's see. We got 1 man in the zone. So if it's the defensive back in the zone. So I think that's going to be the free safety. We rolled a 6, and I know the free safety is not a 6 because they don't. Patriots don't have any 6s. So that's going to be a long gain. Got a 9. Or no, not long gain, a 30-yarder, which is enough for a touchdown. Charlie Joyner in the corner, over the shoulder, touchdown. See, again, that's where I love this game. I mean, it's really cool that they just, if they'd have had a 6 free safety, that would have been incomplete. But as it is, their free safety is Ricky Harris, and he's just a 4, a lowly 4. So anyway, extra kick. Again, the Bengals, anything but 12 here is good. So that's 2 on the X. No penalty. We got a 4 and a 7 on, and that's up and good. So it is now 34-7. All right, so kickoff. So through the Patriots return card there. So no penalty. Got a 3, 6. See, for a 6, that's going to be to the 5-yard line to the number 1 back. We got a kickoff return, so their number 1 kick returner is Carl Garrett, halfback extraordinaire. So he gets a 2. That could be exciting. And that's a 49-yarder. 3. We got 2. And that is indeed a 49-yarder. So he's going to get out past midfield. Carl Garrett up the middle. Only 1 man left to get him. And he's finally brought down at the Cincinnati 46. Nice return. So that's Garrett's 2nd kickoff return for a 33-yard average. Bowman has 7 kickoffs and 4 touchbacks. So they keep dialing in the game. It looks like they got Beer, the backup, tied in the game. Actually, they're going all kinds of backups. Looks like they got Tom Reynolds at flanker. All right, so the Bengals, the computer is recommending the nickel. I don't know if I want to do that yet. I guess I don't want them to let them run rampant. So let's do a 3-4. Give us 4 linebackers. I will guess pass. Ooh, line buck by Bob Gladeau. So let's see what they can do with that. So no penalty, 6-6. They're doing a line buck. We've got nobody in the zone, so a line buck that's going to be 6. Ooh, that's a fumble. 2-4. And they get 3 yards, 5-12. So So 6. See if he fumbles it. So again, 2 to 4 is a fumble. Oh, he rolls a 3, so that's going to be a fumble. I think it's 7 to 10. The Bengals will get it, and there's a 7. So the Bengals recover the fumble. So it just gets worse and worse. So let's see. This is who gets the ball. And again, I have this chart in the instructions, but I'll let the computer tell me. So Ladeau drops the ball, fumbles it, recovered. So let's just go ahead and fall on the ball. That was picked up by Mike Reed. Actually, Reed was on the tackle. Bill Berge, our middle linebacker, actually was the one who scooped it up. And so the Bengals have the ball. So let's do a off tackle to Phillips. They guess run. So that's a 1-3-5, and the Bengals are going to be offsides. 1. Let me make sure I get this right this time. So that's a 1. We got a 3 on the white die. 5. So if I read that right, that should be an offsides. So we get a 3-5 on the play. So it's a possible fumble. 2 to 5, 11, and 12. And that's an 8. So that'll be a -1. But there is a flag on the play and offside. So I thought I was reading that right. So indeed, that's what happens. 1st and 10 for the Bengals. All right, so let's. They got Bluey. Peter's got Bluey in at split end. They still got Chip Myers at flanker. Costlet, the backup tight end. Oh, they got our backup Virgil Carter, rather. The backup is in. So I'll go ahead and go with that. Again, I'll let the computer do it, and then if I disagree with it, then. So they're going to try a flat pass. They recommend a flat pass to Phillips. So let's go ahead and let Mr. Carter throw one here. So 2 is no penalty. We got a 3-6. Carter, they guessed right, so he's going to get looks like a 7-yard gain. 6. It is indeed a 7-yard gain. So 2nd and 8 from Cincinnati's 45. Let's try a line buck with Phillips. And they guess wrong, so they're thinking pass. So 6 is no penalty. We got a 3-6. Let's see, what am I doing here? A line buck to Phillips. Let's see, Phillips 3-6 is going to be a 4-yard gain either way. So let's see, we got 3-6. I can remember where I'm at here. So yep, 4-yard gain for Phillips. Brought down by Axe, his 8th tackle of the day. It's 6 runs for 32 yards, a 5.3 average for the backup Phillips. 3rd and 4. So Dressler's back in the game. Essick Johnson is out, and you got Phillips at fullback. And Dressler at fullback and Phillips at halfback. Let's try an off tackle to Dressler here. It says he's fatigued. I thought I was not doing fatigued, so I don't know how the fatigue rules work. It could be the overusage. That could be what that is. So let's do an off tackle to Phillips. They guess right, but they're not keying on anybody. So let's see if Phillips can pick up this 4 yards. 1-6-8. So that's the penalty card for the Patriots. 8 is opponent number 6. So that's going to be a penalty on us of some sort. Like I said, I could look it up on the X chart, but I'll let the computer do that. So we got an 8. Okay, so here's the play for the roll. Or the roll for the play, rather. Got a 2-9. That's a 3-yard. But mandatory penalty, that's a false start. So the Bengals have 3rd and 9. All right, so we still got Dressler and Phillips in the backfield. We've got Bluey, Costlet, Myers, receivers. 3rd and 9. I'm going to go ahead and just do let's do a off tackle for Phillips again. They just tried to kill some clock here. So they guessed wrong. They obviously were thinking pass here. So 6-6. They've got nobody in the zone. Off tackle 6, and that's going to be a fumble. 2 to 4 and 12. Oh, I'm sorry. We got a penalty possibly. 6. There is no penalty. But again, I enter that roll in. So 6. So now we roll for the die. Because that did have a penalty there. So we got a 6-3. So a 3 on an off tackle. So that the offensive guard is going to make a difference here. So we move left. So if we're going left, our guard would be a 4, and he rolled a 6. So he is not going to be able to get the block he needs to get the good yardage on that play. That's going to be stopped for 0. Let's see, that was offensive guard Howard Fest. Tries to throw a block, and he's just a 4. So he's not able to do so, and we are forced to punt. Dave Lewis is our punter. It's a decent punter. So we're on our 44. So 2 is no penalty. 7 on our punt is a 42-yarder to the first back. 6, 7. Let me get that forced punt bounce. I'm going to have to look into that. So we'll do a 5. The punt return is a 6. So let's see. Their number 1 punt returner. 6 is a fair catch. And that is Ricky Harris. And so that will be on New England's 14. So nice punt for Dave Lewis. And so 6:03 left in the game. They have us doing a nickel. So I'm going to show a blitz, but we'll go ahead and do the nickel. We'll guess pass. So they're doing a long pass to Vitale again. Again, they still got Dowling in the game, the backup quarterback. Plunkett on the bench. So that's a 6-3 long pass. We do have one man in the zone. We kept our free safety where he belongs. And so that's going to be a long gain or incomplete. If we had nobody there and it had our free safety where he didn't belong, it would have been a long gain. So, again, this is where the strategy is just really fun. I enjoy this. When you have a blowout like this, obviously it's a little bit different, you know, when the game's close. So that would be incomplete. So Dowling is 2 for 4 with 26 yards since he's come into the game. So we'll keep the nickel 4-2-5 in place, and we will do a pass. Not going to double team anybody, so it's a look-in pass to Bob Gladeau. So we did guess right. So let's see how that works out. So 6 is no penalty. A 3-4, and that's going to be off Dowling's card, and he's got an incomplete. Be 3rd and 10. So again, put in the comments if this is interesting or not. Again, I don't know how interesting it is with the cards on the table. You know, I'm trying to give you some of the the stuff from the computer. So I don't know if it would be advantageous to show the field. You know. Again, just kind of working this out, but hadn't done a video other than a tabletop talk lately, and been playing a lot of stuff, and so I thought I would share the football game. So, all right, 3rd and 10. We'll stay with the nickel, and we'll guess the pass, of course. And again, I'm not going to double team anybody, but they're doing a line buck with Gladeau, so they may have given up heart. So that's a 6. We got a 6. And a 6, so we got a lot of 6s there. And that's a possible fumble, 2 to 4. Anything else is a 3-yard gain. That's a 7, so that will be a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7. And they're going to punt, so we'll just do the return here. So their punter, turn their card over. Their punter is Pat Studstill, as we have established earlier. A 1-2-7, so that's not a penalty, but again, I will roll that in for the penalty. But they don't have a penalty on the 7 spot, so let's roll again for the punt. So that's a 3. That's going to be a 52-yarder. So we got a 6. I don't know why they need the white die for that, but they asked for it, so I supply it. So that's a 52-yarder to the number 2 back, and then again we do the forced punt, which I'm going to have to figure out what that is about. So we got a 5, whatever it is. So that's going to be Mr. Parrish, our all-star cornerback. And we'll let him try to catch it and run with it. See what he does. Let's see. It's Lamar Parrish. We get a 10, and that's going to be for no yards. So he catches it and gets creamed. Should have done a fair catch. I don't know if they even had fair catches in 1972. I know you have the option to do the rules, for each era, and I picked the 1972 rules, so I don't know if that would be included or not. So anyway, Virgil Carter is in. 4:34 left in the game. So we'll try a line buck to Phillips. Again, a little anticlimactic here. I just wanted to get some, so I'll try to, if I do it again, I'll try to get something a little bit more interesting. Just wanted to, again, share. So 2-4 for, who did I give it to? Phillips. And we did a line buck. So he's going to get 5 yards either way. The Bengals have just been running rampant. It's 37 yards on 8 runs for Mr. Phillips. So let's do an off tackle to Dressler, even though he's fatigued. We'll see how. I have to look in the fatigue. I thought I had hit not to do fatigue, but I did do overusage, so that might be what's going on there. So 2-11. So we did an off tackle to Dressler. They guessed right. So that's actually -1 yards, it says. We'll see if that changes anything for the fatigue business. Oh, he was actually keyed, looks like. So that's going to be -2 yards. It was worse than I thought. So Dressler is 16 runs for 87 yards, 5.4 average, touchdown and a fumble. 3rd and 7 from the 34. Cincinnati's 34. So let's try a line buck by Phillips. I'm guessing they're going to guess wrong. Oh, no. 3rd and 7. They're thinking I'm going for the first down. I guess that's a reasonable assumption. So Mr. Phillips might get some yards here. So he's got a 3-4. We did a line buck. So Phillips 4. That's going to be 5 yards. So that's going to be 2 yards short of a first down. 3, 4. He gets 5 yards. About 2 yards short. Of course, we will punt it away. 2:50 left in the game. So we will snap the ball. So 2 is no penalty, and that's going to be a 3. That's probably going to be a pretty good punt. That's going to be a 54-yarder. To the number 2 back even. So usually the number 2 back is not the best. So that's a 5 on the forced punt bounce. I guess I need to research that. So they're going to have a return possibly. Let's see what they got. So that's a 10. So let's see what is their 10. Punt return 2. Oh, that's a -1 and a fumble. So it may get even worse. So 7-10, the Bengals will get the ball back. And it's an 11. So I believe that is indeed let's see. No. 2-10. So actually they get the ball back. So they're going to try to see if they can advance some yards here. So they get a 9. And no yards on the advance. So that's a lot happened there, wouldn't it? So Lewis with the kick. Garrett will get it fumble it. And let's see who gets. Larry Carwell scoops it up, and then he advances a whole 0 yards. So there you have it. So we'll stay with the nickel. Guess pass. And we guessed right. Flat pass to Jack Maitland. Back up running back. So 5 on the penalty die. Nothing there. 3-11. So that looks like that's going to be an interception. And indeed it is. So they'll do to see who gets the interception here. That's what this die is for. Like I said, I do get that chart. So that's picked off. Made interception. Intercepted by Ken Avery. And let's go ahead and try to gain some yards. What the heck? So he gets a 7. I think that is not any. Yeah, 0. That's from the X chart. But anyway, interception. That's Avery's second interception of the day. I did look earlier on the first interception, and he didn't have any this year, so he's got 2 today. So working out good for him here in the replay. All right, so the Bengals have it 1st and 10 on the Patriots 7. So we'll just try to kill some time here. So we'll do a line buck for Phillips again, get him some action. And that's a 2, so that's no penalty. We got a 3-10. I didn't even look. That's 7 yards. Touchdown. So again, the real life Bengals won this one 31-7. So looks like we're going to do better that by 10. So we'll do the extra point. So no penalty. And 7 is going to be good enough to get the extra point. 41-7. 2 minutes left. Bengals will kick it off. So we got a 4, or a 6 rather, on the penalty. 4 on the white die. 11. And that's going to be -2 in the end zone. So we'll see if they want to be adventuresome and return that or not. So they get a 1 and 11. So that could be interesting. 11 on the kickoff return is let's see, that went to number 2 back, so that's 26 yards. So that'd been a fumble if it went to number 1 back. It would have got even worse. So 26-yard return for Josh Ashton. So that'll bring it to the 24, I believe. And that is indeed where they are at. So we'll go with the nickel. I'm going to show blitz, but we're not going to blitz. So we're going to choose pass. We'll go with that. Okay, so we got 3 on the penalty die. 4, 12. And they're going to flat pass to Maitland. And that's incomplete on Dowling's card. 2nd and 10. We'll stay with the nickel. Stay with the pass. Here is the play. So 5, no penalty. 5, 5. So that's on the Bengals cards, and that's for 1 yard with a man in the zone. 3rd and 9. We'll stay with the nickel and the pass. They're doing an off tackle, so I think they're trying to kill the clock too. Minute 15 left. 6, no penalty. 2, 4. So that might be some yardage for him. 5 yards for Mr. Carl Garrett. He's got 11 runs for 44 yards, no touchdowns. So 4th and 4, and they're going to go for it. Looks like 45 seconds left. Actually, they're going to punt. So we'll go ahead and just do that here. That might end the clock. So 4 is nothing on the penalty. 6. Got a 7. So a 7 on their punt. A 39. They might be doing a tricky play here, but don't look like they are. So we got the famous forced punt, or forced bounce rather. Got a 6 on that. So stud still back to Casanova, so we'll let him run. And I got a 9 on that roll. I went ahead and rolled that already. That's another 14 yards for Casanova. So he's returned 2 for 14 average. 6 punts for stud still today. So we got, looks like 37 seconds left. So we got Morrison in. I don't know if I even have a card for him. Let me look. Again, we had a couple running backs that were with the Bengals, but they were traded to the Houston Oilers. So again, I'm going with as carded. So let's go ahead and do a line buck to Morrison. He actually had just one run for 2 yards, so this will be interesting. So that's 5, no penalty. 4, 7. So that's going to be on their defensive card, and he's going to get a short gain. How about that? Said these Patriots are not very good. So that's a 15-yarder. Oh, okay. So we had they do have the linebacker, I forget the name of the rule, but it's a containment rule. And so he only ended up with 5. So that should be the end of the game. And so it is. All right, so we got other action. Here, let me see if I can get you to what I'm seeing here. Bear with me a sec. So there you have it, 41-7. Bengals win the first game of the 1972 season. Let me see if I can get you what I'm seeing here. Okay, so I think that should get you where we want to be. Let me get back to my screen here. Yeah, there you go. So there you have it. So the Chicago Bears beat up on Atlanta 17-0. And first week action. Of course, we beat New England 41-7. Green Bay beats Cleveland 28-7. Houston over Denver 31-24. Houston only won 1 game this year, so that's an upset. Miami, undefeated Miami, starts out 24-17, so they get their first win of the year. The Rams beat up on New Orleans 38-31. I guess that's not a beat up. That's actually a pretty good game. The Jets beat Buffalo 42-28. Buffalo's not very good this year. Detroit 29 over the Giants 10. Pittsburgh 17, Oakland 13. Philadelphia 14-12 over Dallas. I think that's a bit of an upset. Dallas had a good year this year. I know they made the playoffs. The 49ers beat the Chargers 20-7. Baltimore Colts beat up on St. Louis Cardinals 38-17. Minnesota 30, Washington 16. And there you have it. So let's look at our box score for the game. So let's see. So we had, the Patriots just had a bad day. So we can see total offense, 416 yards for the Bengals, a measly 193 for the Patriots. 236 yards rushing, 85 for the Patriots. 180 yards passing for the Bengals, 108 for the Patriots. We lost 1 fumble. They had 3 and lost 2 of them. Let's see, the Bengals, we had 1 interception. Actually, Ken Anderson threw, 1 interception. And the Patriots threw 3 total. Plunkett threw 2. Brian Downing. So, again, decent day. Not passing crazy like they were. A lot of running in 72. Essex Johnson had a good day. 21 rushes for 88 yards. Dressler had a great day, 87 yards on 16. Again, he did have that 1 fumble. Carl Garrett for the Patriots had 44 yards on 11 carries. Charlie Joyner had 86 yards and a touchdown. Dressler had 3 catches. Myers had 3. Trumpy had 3. Reggie Rucker had a good day for New England. 4 catches for 71 yards. See, I think we had, we had 5 sacks. Kamizak, I think is how you pronounce his name, had 2. Sherman White had 2. Royce Berry had 1. No sacks for New England. And Avery had 2 interceptions. Casanova had 1. And Ed Koski had 1 for New England. So I'm probably butchering. Okay, so they got game stories like they do with baseball, which is cool. With some room to spare, the visitors from Cincinnati destroyed New England by the score of 41-7. Ken Anderson passed 17 times for 173 yards and 2 touchdowns. Essex Johnson ran the ball 21 times for 88 yards and added a touchdown. Cincinnati controlled the ground game, outrushing New England 236 to 85 yards. They controlled the ball for 34 minutes and 23 seconds. They led at halftime 17-7. So there you go. The Bengals are 1-0. Let's see here. Okay, let me bring up the Bengals schedule here. Hopefully you can see this. There we go. I think you can see that. Yep. So Cincinnati, let's see, Bengals, where are they? There they are. So we got a good game. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati next week. Let's see if the Bengals won that in real life. Let me look here. And yes, they did. 15-10 in real life. So I wonder what their record was. Let's see, they were, that's Buffalo. That's not who I want. 11-3, so they actually won the AFC Central that year, so that should be a fun game. I'm looking forward to that. Terry Bradshaw, I think they had Franco Harris. Yep, they had Franco Harris. So that should be exciting. I think 72 was the Immaculate Reception, I think, that they called that, where it bounced off the defender, and Franco Harris picked it up and ran it in. I think that was in 72. But at any rate, so there you have it. Let me see if we can get the standings here. Let's see if I can reports. There we go. League standings. Yeah, there you go. One thing about football is that it won't let you resize almost none of the windows, which is kind of a pain. But anyway, so week 1 of 1972, Cincinnati Bengals is in the books. And next week we have the Pittsburgh Steelers from Riverfront Stadium. So there you have it. Again, any comments about this is welcomed. I know it's kind of anticlimactic there, but just wanted to get something on the channel. Enjoying this hybrid. I like having the cards on my table, kind of getting the results myself, and then again still trying to figure out all of the what the computer's doing. It looks like even most of the options, there's a cards and dice aspect to it. It's not something the computer's figuring out. You can actually see why they're doing, like that containment rule. There's actually a role to that. So I like that. I like to be as cards and dice as possible, but then the computer does the heavy lifting. And so it takes, right now it's probably taking me about 2.5 to 3 hours to do a game, which is fine with football, because football, in 72, you only have 14 games. So, in baseball, you've got 154 games or 162. When you're taking 2.5 hours to do that, that's not feasible. But with football, I'm okay with it. It's actually enjoyable because, again, you only have 14 games in 72. So hopefully Strat will card some more of these older seasons. For some reason, I joined Facebook and tried to get on the Strat football forum and group, and they won't let me. They actually, looks like I tried enough times that they banned me. So any of you guys who happen to be in the Strat football group on Facebook, ask them to let me in. I don't know why they wouldn't. So that was one of the main reasons I got back on Facebook, was to do that forum so I could get more, share some more stuff with the football game. But they have kicked me out. So anyway, there you have it. Appreciate it. I will see you next time.